What's up, guys? Tenders here for another episode of Path Radiant Dawn. I would do this almost every time. Get a Brave Sword from Peleus, thanks, dude. And here we're gonna do some skill stuff. We're gonna give Zahark Resolve from Tyranio, which just boosts some of your stats if you're under 20% health. So it's super rare to actually get there, but if you do, it can save you in a pinch. And Paragon, which gives doubled experience, which is awesome. It applies to bonus experience as well, which is really cool. But we didn't give any bonus experience to anyone, and I didn't buy or forge any weapons worth noting. So we're just going to get started right now. Got some Armor Knights over there. Micaiah can wreck them. You can kill the crap out of them. So we send Soth over there with her to guard her and potentially take one of them out if needed. I would just put Micaiah in range of the one with the javelin, but she dies in one hit. So not really safe at all. She has a decent chance of dodging, but it's not worth it, of course. That's one thing that this chapter really accentuates to me, is that I feel like all of your units at this point have terribly shaky hit rates. I mean, 51%, I understand that's a wind edge, and those only have like 60 hit or something stupid like that. I mean, why don't they have the same hit as a javelin or even a hand axe? Like 60 hit, it's just almost unusable. That's so low and unreliable. 51% chance of hitting there. I think Zahark has low biorhythm, but still, that is just unbearable. I can't stand low hit rates like that. Just make the game way harder than it needs to be. It's not even like a fun hard. It's like just a dumb difficult. It's not even a fun hard. It's like just a frustrating difficulty. So less challenging and more just like you're just gonna get screwed over because you're gonna miss sometimes. And I understand the idea of, hey man, have better strategy so you don't have to rely on 50% hit chances. But still, it's a bit of a frustrating thing when you have your sword master with less than like 80% hit and miss a good amount of the time. I understand, yes, probabilities, you're going to miss sometimes. I believe this level up's not very good. I was going to say, remember this level up not being very good. No magic and no speed. What are you doing, Micaiah? Get your crap together. Get your poop in a group. I need you to be better than this. I keep telling you guys that I'm going to use her and I'm going to make her good, but she is not making it easy to use her and make her good. It's killing me. I want to use her so bad. And we have to use her. She'll be a great staff bot later on. But I want her to be like on the front lines in the end game, murdering things with Rex Aurora, and just so satisfying when Micaiah's good. And she has such a high luck stat that in the end game, she's probably gonna dodge like everything. Like if you get her a decent speed stat plus her luck stat plus her support bonus from Soth, she is really good if she has a speed stat. So it's all probability and chance. But the chances are her speed is going to be less than satisfactory. But we will do whatever we can. Speed wings, bonus experience, you name it. We're going to do what we can to make Micaiah boss in this run. She's going to be so good. Look at this, 59% chance of hitting. And I understand it's a hammer. And I understand that it's a fighter using an axe. And I understand that I think his biorhythm is bad. I need to plan better around biorhythm. It's really just me not being good at the game. I understand. To you watching who know anything about Fire Emblem, you're probably just like, man, this guy sucks. And you're probably right. But here's the thing. That is just not fun. Like, you understand why, in general, in other Fire Emblem games, your units have like really good hit rates. You'll end up with go play Path of Radiance on anything but like Maniac mode or whatever, because that's something people are talking about doing lately. Whatever, it's not even fun. Anyways, just go play Path of Radiance. Like all your units have like 100% hit by the time you get like halfway through the game. Even Boyd, with like even if you keep Tempest on him, he's probably still gonna hit things most of the time. So I don't know. I'm okay with bad hit rates. I understand that it's just part of the strategy, but man, they are player's worst nightmare. When you're playing, you have a shaky hit rate of like 81% and you miss. something that playing Fire Emblem has done has maybe like not like odds at all. And by that I mean, if I see, I don't know, do you ever like watch like poker on TV? I know, like who watches poker on TV? Apparently I do. You ever watch poker on TV and they're like, oh, there is this guy has an 83% chance of winning, like based on what cards have been shown and what cards are left and what hands are possible at that point with their pocket cards and also with the cards on the table, with the flop and the river and all that good stuff. But I see like 80% chance and I'm like, oh, it's not good enough, they're gonna lose. But it's not true, they're probably gonna win. 80% chance is good. Sorry, it's a silly thing, but Fire Emblem has turned me into a statistical like cynic. I'm a cynical numbers guy, if that makes sense. I don't believe what I see, and I don't think it's gonna happen, even if there's a good chance. Like 92 right there, that should have missed. Are you kidding me? 92% misses every time. Let's see what we get from Jill. Yep. I don't know, I'll take defense on her any day, but she needs strength. She's getting a little, she's having some strength problems. I don't think she's leveled up. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think she has leveled up strength since we got her. I mean, we gave her the energy drop, which gave her 2 strength right off the bat, which is much needed, as we can see. But I would like her to have a couple more points of strength before we promote her, which we're probably going to do in like a chapter or two. Considering she's not available for the next chapter, it's probably going to be real soon. Oh, look, there's a skill that Tormod has. Okay, so yeah, we just got these new units. I guess I should talk about them. So we got Tormod, who's the reddish-orange Fire Sage dude. We got Vika, the Raven, who just attacked and killed that guy. And then we got Morim. I don't know. I just know when I was little, I called him Mariam. Morim has really, really good stats. He's the green tiger guy. He is, when he's transformed, he is the best unit on the field right now. When he is untransformed, he might still be the best unit on the field right now, aside from not being able to double. That's one cool addition to Radiant Dawn that Path of Radiance didn't have, is that Lagoos, even when they're not transformed, will punch and kick to defend themselves and deal some damage. So Morim can just like, we'll see it on the next chapter because he doesn't come transform, but Morim just like punches a guy for like 13 damage. And it does more damage to the guy than the guy does to him with an axe. It's like, okay, Morim's buff. Just punch that guy out. It's pretty funny. Anyways, Tormod, Vika, and Morim have a funny thing. They are only available from here until the end of Part 1, which is only 3 chapters that they're available. Well, actually, I shouldn't say till the end. There's one that's a Micaiah solo. Basically a Micaiah solo. The Black Knight's there too. But from your party, it's a Micaiah solo. And then, so there's this chapter they're available next chapter, and then they're available the final chapter of Part 1. And that is it until you make it all the way to Part 4. And that is like, it's like 23 or 24 chapters later that they pop back up, and then they're available for the chapter they're in, and then Endgame, which is 5 chapters. But they're like smaller, like mini chapters, 5 mini chapters that are all put together. So you're probably not gonna use them. Like, why would you use units that availability is that bad? So they start off better than everyone else in your army, except for maybe Vika. I feel like Vika is good. She is really, really good, but she can't take a hit as well as Morim, or even I think like Jill. I think Jill has more defense than she does. But Vika's really fast. She's basically, so Ravens are basically like the Swordmaster version of a Hawk. If we're talking like older games or even newer games, but not this game, Hawks are like mercenaries, and Ravens are like Swordmasters, where they both have similar kind of abilities in the army, except one's like really, really fast, and the other one is just like all around really good. Generally, I think Hawks are better, especially like if you look at the Lagoos Royals of those classes. So if you have a Hawk who's Tabarn, and the Raven who's Nasala, Like, Tabarn is by far and away better than Nasala in every way except for speed. And maybe luck. I don't know. But Tabarn's speed is high enough to where that difference is like negligible. It doesn't even matter. It's like Nasala has something stupid high speed, like 44 speed when you get him, like level 25. And Tabarn has less than that, but it's enough to double everything in like the entire game anyways. So it doesn't even matter. But it's still like the Raven's niche is they're fast and skilled and all that. So I don't even remember what I was talking about. I just remember saying that these guys aren't available for very long, and they are really good now, but when they come later, they're a total liability. They are not... They are forced in the chapter you get them, which sucks because they suck. And the only saving grace of them showing up in that chapter is that Morum is sort of useful. I just get this talk conversation out of the way because I'm tired of it popping up. Like, I hate when like talk conversations are popping up. I never want to read them unless I get something out of it, which you never do in Path of Radiant. In Radiant Dawn. But I like just getting them out of the way because I click on one accident a lot. Anyways, their saving grace is that Morum is like usable while he's transformed. And Tormod comes with a Meteor Tome, which is a 3 to 10 range, so super long range fire attack that does really good damage and can even double if you have enough strength to wield it, which it's quite a bit of strength. I can't remember exactly. I feel like Blizzard weighs like 13 or 14, which means you need 13 or 14 strength to compensate for the weight of that tome. And once you can just like nuke people from across map, which is pretty fun. We'll try and take advantage of that later, especially since we're going to take 3 elemental mages into the final chapter, which is, most people will tell you is a bad thing. You don't need that many healers and that many magic units. But I don't care. I'm doing it. Screw you and your opinion. I'm just kidding. I love you. Don't screw you and your opinion. And these mages over here, I want them to jump down and attack my unit so I can go up that way, but I feel like they're programmed to not jump down. So the ones on the right hand side of this little, like, I don't know, alleyway in their prison that they have for some reason. Those 2 mages that are up on top of that ledge do not seem to move. And if you can kill them, you can go up there and it makes it a little easier, kind of get to the boss a little quicker. But I decided to take it safe and not go for it because I do not want anyone to die. And the only units that could like viably do it are Tormod and Soth. And if Tormod dies, that's a problem because I don't think it's a game over, but is it a game over? I don't know. I don't think it's a game over, but I really need him for next chapter. And he'll be nice in the final chapter. He won't be necessary, but he'll be nice. And Soth, if he dies, you lose. So you don't want to let Soth die. That's a problem. Ooh, I took a long time on this chapter. I'm just looking at the timestamp right now. I'm like, man, what am I going to talk about for another 12 minutes? Just kidding. I can talk. Watch me. So something I wanted to talk about, actually, was the skills in Radiant Dawn. So, Tormod, you saw, has a skill called Celerity, which gives you +2 movement. And as you would guess, +2 movement is extremely awesome in a Fire Emblem game, where 1 movement can be the difference between getting the kill and being in range, or missing, just like missing out on a range, or getting chased. I don't know. There's all sorts of different scenarios where more move equals success and successful strategy. But the coolest thing about it is in Path of Radiance, that skill, if you took it off of him, he lost it and no one could use it. But here, if you take that skill off of Tormod, you can just give it to whoever the frick you want. So we're going to do that after this chapter. Tormod is not going to have Celerity anymore. We're going to give it to someone who can make better use of it, like Volok. Or after that, we'll get a Dancer, or in this game, they're Herons, who can allow your unit to move again, which is awesome. Give it to Raphael. So that'll be very nice. But that's something I really like about the skill system in this game. Does it make a whole lot of sense to be able to transfer skills from one person to another? No. I understand that it's supposed to be like a combat manual that you're sharing around or something. But it's also Like, how are they? It just kind of like comes across as you're taking knowledge from someone and putting it in someone else, or taking skills from someone and like inserting it into another character, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But as a game mechanic, it's really fun. Another instance of this is Paragon, which we get to Micaiah at the beginning of this chapter, which doubles your experience, right? But in this game, it becomes this interesting thing of who do I want to have Paragon in this chapter, and so you can level them up quickly and make them more viable to use, and all sorts of other schools of thought. And this becomes kind of like Fire Emblem Genealogy: The Holy War with the Elite Ring, or I guess I don't know. I don't know if the newer translation is calling it Paragon, the Paragon Ring. But anyway, for sure in the old translation, it was the Elite Ring. I haven't played it since there's been a new translation, which is a long time actually, when I think about it. But yeah, I haven't played that game in a long time. Anyways, in that game, you pass the Elite Ring around by selling it and then buying it with different characters, and it becomes an interesting game of managing money with each character to make sure everyone can use the Elite Ring when they need to, whether it's in the arena or for staff abuse or anything like that. It becomes an interesting part of the strategy. And you have a similar thing here, and freaking Jill misses. Like, what are you doing with your life, Jill? That would have been very, very nice for you to hit that. But instead, to give the experience to someone else, I really would rather give it to Jill right there. But whatever, it doesn't matter all that much. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by Fire Emblem, because I love Fire Emblem on the screen. Anyways. Skills is what I was talking about. I was talking about Paragon. Now it's interesting, because you have to choose who you want to have it at the beginning of the map, and then you can't trade it around after that. But, like, I don't know, maybe you want to level up Micaiah for a chapter, and then you get her to a point where you're comfortable, and you're like, okay, well, let's give Paragon to Edward now. Now he can level up for a while. Stuff like that. It's fun. It's great stuff. But at this point, Paragon costs so many points that Micaiah is really the only person worth giving it to. I mean, you could give it to Volg, but he doesn't really need it. He doesn't need the experience. You could also give it to Zahark, but again, he doesn't really need the experience all that much at this point. And everyone else, I guess you could give it to Soth as well, but again, doesn't need it. All your other units are already, like, they don't have enough skill points to use it. Once they promote, you have to be promoted to use Paragon. Which, if you think about it, pretty freaking dumb. Why can't my low-level units use the skill that helps them level up? Now I think about it, yeah, that's dumb. That makes me mad. Now I think about it, that's really, really dumb. Either way, it's fine. It's fine. So this is where things get hairy. And I am one of the most, if not the most, impatient Fire Emblem player I know. I do not have the skills or the patience to be like an LTC player, so to play really, really fast. But I also do not have the patience to take my time in instances where I probably should. Especially once I get to like turn 8 or 9, and I just want to be done with the chapter. I get a little ahead of myself. So I overextend a couple units here that I probably shouldn't, and it gets a little dangerous, but it should be fine. That's a really good dodge right there. So Soth is totally safe now. And here I'm like, I'm going to kill this guy. I'm going to murder him. And because of Tormod's celerity skill, he's able to get all the way over here and do some major damage to this guy. And then, the moment of truth. Nolan takes him out. 72% chance of hitting. What? He missed? See, and this all goes back to what I was talking about. Missing 72% chance. I should plan that. I should plan for that. I understand this. Like, mentally, while I was doing that, I was like, I should plan for this. But now, Nolan is in a terribly dangerous situation, and he may or may not die, and it's my fault. So at this point, I'm feeling extremely just like, oh no. I think that mage had like an 80-ish something % chance of hitting. I'm not going to look back. I don't really care all that much. But I'm thinking, well, I have a chance. But I missed, and I'm done for. And he's... I don't know. I don't. What's happening? And now I'm just trying to give other bait. I'm like, please don't attack Nolan. Please don't attack Nolan. Come attack these guys that can't counterattack. Just whatever I can do to keep Nolan safe. And then it happens. And that's one of those where I'm like, oh my gosh. He was like cornerstone to my strategy going forward. And I sacrificed his life for no reason. It wasn't even like any cool strat or something. It was just like, he died because I wasn't careful. And I'm really, really sad about it. Nolan's one of my favorite units in this game. And there he goes. There he goes. But it's okay, I guess. I don't know. It sucks. Here I'm looking at this. I'm mad I just did that because I could have probably shoved Micaiah close enough to take care of the boss this turn, but it'll take an extra turn. I don't really care. I have other units that probably could take the boss on, but it's just safer to have Micaiah do it. I guess I should talk about bonus experience. See, like, Warm could just end him right now, but whatever. I don't want him. I want Micaiah to get the kill. So, bonus experience this chapter, this turn requirements and all that. But, aside from that, rescuing these Dane prisoners nets you some extra experience. Bonus experience. So, I don't know. You get some experience for them just surviving, but you get extra experience if they actually escape out that door that we had Jill and Zahark open up. So we want as many of them to escape as we can, but I also don't have the patience to wait. And we find a Master Seal there, because Radiant Dawn has this awful, awful habit of just leaving crap on the ground for you to find, rather than putting it in a chest or something for you to open. It's like, every other Fire Emblem game just makes that a chest so you don't have to guess where it's at, or get lucky. Like, you have to get lucky with that. It's not like you just find it. It's like a luck % chance or a skill % chance of finding items on the ground. Which is dumb. It's whatever. But we got another Master Seal. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. I was going to give one to Nolan next chapter. But that's obviously not going to happen because, you know, he's dead. So I wanted to give it to him, but whatever. Yeah, Micaiah can't quite kill this guy in one hit, so we have to soften him up with some... we have to gnaw on him a little bit with Volug, soften him up, tenderize him, so that Micaiah can come and get the kill. He has a really inaccurate sword. Really not in any danger to put Volug there. Easy damage, and now Micaiah. Some animations to get the kill, because animations are always cool. For boss kills. Gotta have them. Gotta have them. And we got him. Look at all that experience. The good stuff. We got magic and resistance, which is good. She could cap magic before she gets to level 20, so we could give her some bonus experience to fix her speed and stuff. It's looking pretty tight, though, to even get her to level 20. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but try. And now it's just a matter of seizing. So that was a long one. Sorry, boys and girls. This is a very, very long chapter. At least I played it very long. It was only like 10 turns. But it took me a while to think everything out. 11 turns. It took me a while to think everything out and get it done. And here I just go nab some free experience. Because might as well. It's only like a couple points, but a couple points could make the difference, I guess. I don't know. That's how Fire Emblem works in every other stat except for experience. 1 point here and there can kill you or save you, or make you awesome. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes of Fire Emblem Radio Dawn.